This you can keep separately. Huh? Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om. इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, ओम. ओम शक्ति, ओम शक्ति, ओम शक्ति, ओम. इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, ओम. ब्रह्म शक्ति, विष्णु शक्ति, शिव शक्ति, ओम. आदि शक्ति, महाशक्ति, पराशक्ति, ओम. ब्रह्म शक्ति, विष्णु शक्ति, शिव शक्ति, ओम. आदि शक्ति, महाशक्ति, क्रिया आदि शक्ति, महाशक्ति, पराशक्ति, ओम. ओम शक्ति, ओम शक्ति, ओम शक्ति, ओम. इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, ओम. इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, ओम. Some pending questions are there that we will see first. We have some time and then Swamiji will give presentation. Okay. So there is a question by a very radical Advaita. I respect that, yes. If we believe in practicing certain prayerful activities towards Ishvara by embracing His grace while practicing Advaita, doesn't it mean we are indulging in a kind of duality that is closer to Vishishta Advaita and farther from Kevala Advaita? Whose question is this? Yes, good. Very nice. I appreciate your high spirit of Advaita. That's great. So you have a friend. Some people say the radical Advaita. Yes, if you are able to remain in this vision of Advaita, you need not do. That is the best. If I can remain in the vision that I alone am, there is no Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara different from me. If that is the vision I am able to entertain most of the time, then no problem. But if that is not so, please switch. Our Advaita is like our health. Every now and then it goes away. Then we can take some honey, etc. of Dvaitam. Sorry. So I hope you got the answer. Dvaitam is not something prescribed. Dvaitam is something which we resort to when we are not able to remain in the vision of Advaita. After studying it well, you studied Advaita and your mind remains most of the time, if not all time, but at least most of the time in Advaita, you need not offer prayer. But most of the time, what happens? That our mind is having Dvaita Buddhi, the sense of duality. I am a Karta. Somebody praises me, I feel so elated. Somebody criticizes me, I'm so depressed. And I look forward to listening to, hearing praise from some people. It means my mind is most of the time remaining in Dvaita. So when it comes to prayer, we say, I believe in Advaita. But the other activities, we are entertaining only Dvaita. Then it is better we accept Ishvara. Similar question I had asked to this Nishchalanandji Puri Shankaracharya ji in 1989. When he was about to become Shankaracharya ji, or he had just become. How many years? About 36 years ago I had asked this question. You know what my question was? I said, Maharaji, when I do Sandhya Vandanam, that time I have to say, Divasakrutam papam nashayati, Ratrikrutam pap. In that Sandhya Vandanam it comes. That if you do Sandhya Vandanam in the morning, then Ratrikrutam papam nashayati. And you do evening Sandhya, then Divasakrutam papam nashayati. So whatever yad yad vachasa krutam, yad kayena, etc., nashayati. So I said, Swamiji, this Sandhya Vandanam when I do, then I feel that I am strengthening my Kartrutva Bhava. Because I have to say what? Whatever papam I have done during the day, let it be destroyed. That is the prayer. Whatever papam done in the night, let it be destroyed. So isn't it, Swamiji, strengthening this Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva Buddhi? So Sandhya Vandanam is an obstacle for people like us who have studied Vedanta. So I asked this question. You know what was his answer? In Hindi they said, बोले कि संध्या वंदन के टाइम पर आपको ये कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व की बात याद आती है, दूसरे समय में नहीं आती है. I will tell in English what he said. He said, when you are doing Sandhya Vandanam, that time only you are thinking of this Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, etc. Other time are you able to think like this? In other Vyavahara, are you saying that I am a Karta, I am a Bhokta? Are you able to maintain all the time, most of the time? Not able to maintain. When it comes to Sandhya Vandanam only, you are doing this. It's a double stand. It did not use the word double stand, etc. I am using. So in our Vyavahara, if most of the time you are maintaining this vision, we are not going to ask you to go to the temple or you worship Ishvara. But if you are most of the time your Vyavahara is Ahankara Pradhana. One Swamiji nicely said, there are two types of Vyavahara, Ahankara Pradhana, Sakshi Pradhana. If most of the time your Vyavahara is Ahankara Pradhana, then it is better you accept Ishvara whenever required. Bring Ishvara in your life, as Swamiji also very beautifully presented. That Aham, Naham is mokshaha, and Aham is Yada Naham Tada mokshaha, Yadaham Bandhanam Tada. If you remember in Ashtavakra it came. And there he very nicely presented how to reduce this ahankara at Vyavaharika level. It is by surrendering it to Ishvara. But if you are remaining in Advaita Drashti, then how reducing ahankara? By seeing the mithyatvam of ahankara. So when you are leading this Sakshi Pradhana life, that time what is the method? Constantly negating ahankara. And there is no karta, no bhokta. No. I am going, immediately ask who? I am going. This body is going, I am the Sakshi of the body which is going. I am eating. No, I am Sakshi who is, I am the Sakshi of the body mind sense complex which is eating. And most of the time you are able to entertain this thought, then you are leading a Sakshi Pradhana life. In that case, you need not entertain the thought of prayer to Ishvara, etc. Need not. Because Sakshi is one with Ishvara. Chaitanya Swarupa Drishtya is one with Ishvara. So we are not telling that from Advaita Drashti you come down and go to the temple, go there, do puja, etc. If you happen to be a grihastha and if you are a role model, you will do it for Loka Sangraha. Even though you don't need it, but you are a role model for some people, and it is better as long as you are in the grihastha setup, you do some puja, etc., so that you don't set wrong example for others. So Shastra says that if you have a choice, you take sannyasa. But if you are not, and you are in grihastha ashrama setup, better follow the role of grihastha ashrama well. And therefore you do puja, etc., or going to the temple, etc. Because yadyada charati shreshtaha tatta devetaro janaha. So therefore as a loka sangraha means not allowing people to get wrong example, preventing people taking wrong example, that is called loka sangraha. People think loka sangraha means we have to do social service. Social service is not loka sangraha. Loka sangraha means following the role of the ashram you are in. That is called loka sangraha. Loka sangraha doesn't mean that everybody has to do social service. Social service is very good. But Loka Sangraha, if you see the Bhashyakaras, the meaning Loka Sangraha has got the meaning preventing people going astray by seeing wrong example. That is called Loka Sangraha. And that you do it by doing what is to be done in a given setup. And so answering in the question that yes, if you are in Advaita Drashti, you need not offer prayers. You need not. In fact, you say, I am you. You need not offer prayer. But if you are most of the time having Dvaita Drishti only, then it is nice that we offer prayers. Does it answer your question? Yeah. I think that fear regarding this we have answered. Within the ashram surrounded by like-minded people, we feel deeply spiritual. But once we return home, the worldly responsibilities draws us back into samsara. How to sustain the spiritual state amidst the noise of everyday life? You can create a group of people. You can have a group of people even wherever you are. If your spouse is interested, very good. If you both of you can do satsang, both of you listen together. It's very, very important and very useful. If husband and wife, both of them are interested in spirituality, studying together, praying together is very important. If you have chance, then always pray together. Sit together and pray. That will create a lot of, what is called, very spiritual bond between the two people. Those who pray together, stay together. So it is very important. And if husband is not interested, wife is not interested, then have a group of people. Now online also is possible. Every day or at least once a week, you meet online and do some satsang. Listen, everybody can listen to some talk of Pujya Swamiji or other so many Swamijis are there. And have some discussion group and make a vow that during that meeting, no other things will be discussed. What did you cook? What is the recipe of dal dokli? So, that should not be discussed. That because a tendency is that most of the time the spiritual discussion end up in that. So, you make a rule that anybody who violates will have to give 1000 rupees donation to Aim for Seva. Ah, so do that. So, create a group and visit this Gurukulam like this place or Rishikesh. We have got some places like this. Visit as often as possible. Charge your battery, and then you have a group, small group, with which will provide you this spiritual atmosphere. We create the atmosphere. And one important thing I would like to share, instead of people influencing you, if you become stronger, you will influence people. We say that Swamiji, samsaric people, they are creating us samsaric way, the mind frame. You become so strong that by your presence they are influenced. This is what I had experienced when I was studying in college in the hostel. I created the atmosphere that we used to have these classes of Vedanta in the hostel. Instead of they influencing me, that they were influenced by me because of my Guru's grace. So it is possible. So you become so strong that by your presence people are influenced. They influencing you, you influence them. For that you derive the strength by doing more and more Swadhyaya, Satsang. All right. This question word asked it about this neurophenomenology. Okay. So, how many of you know about this neurophenomenology? How many of you know? Okay, so you please discuss with me. I have little bit I have understood. I will discuss with you. All right, but some other question, neurophenomenology question we will see later on. I will discuss with him personally. But he has asked this question, Prakarana Grantha, which part of the teaching? I think I have answered. Now second question he has is, in the first class, Tattvam was defined as reality and it made sense to me. But in the Tattvamasi section of Chandogya, it is interpreted as Tattvam Asi. Considering the Shvetaketu's arrogance, won't interpreting the Tattvam Asi means as reality is. But Tattvamasi will not mean reality is. Do you know Sanskrit grammar little bit? So, Tattvam Asi, even you say Tattvam Asi, then also it will mean you are Tattvam. Tattvam Asi will not mean Tattvam is. You are Tattvam. Whether I say you are Tattvam or you are one with Ishvara, both have the same meaning. Okay? So, Asi word will not allow any other interpretation. Asi does not mean is. It looks like Asi means is, more very close to it. But in Sanskrit, Asi means you are. So it will mean Tattvam, even if you say Tattvam, which is not correct, but even if you say Tattvam Asi, then also it will mean you are the reality. And you are the reality and you are one with Ishvara, ultimately have got the same meaning. Okay? And this neurophenomenology, thanks to you, I also read about it little bit. We'll discuss about it. Okay, 2-3 minutes are there. Please advise how to deal with fear. Why do we have fear? This is slightly different question. Why do we have fear? If you ask Vedanta's answer is Dvitiya Dvai Bhayam Bhavati. Because of considering anyone to be second compared to oneself. In other words, because of the sense of duality, which also implies the sense of individuality, there is fear. And if we a little bit more what is called non-technical answer, if we give, you have fear because you have got likes and dislikes. You are connecting your happiness, well-being with particular situation. So you have raga for that situation. And you have dvesha, hatred for situations. And now fear is what? What I like will go away. and what I don't like will happen. That type of thought is bringing fear. So fear is the feeling of losing something I like, and fear of also this feeling of getting something which I don't like. So more likes and dislikes you have, more fear you will have. That is why in our Shastra we talk about prasada buddhi. If you have prasada buddhi, your likes and dislikes will be neutralized, diluted. And when your likes and dislikes are diluted, your fear will be less. You like tea and coffee both, then you will not have fear. My God, if tea is not there, what will I do? Tea is not there, what will I do? Tea is there, okay, coffee is there, okay. If you don't have special liking for tea or coffee, both are okay. Otherwise, morning 6:30 tea many people keep in the flask because 8 o'clock breakfast not available. So, I know people. I don't do that, okay? But there are. So, we have that. So, we always want something which we like, and we always want to avoid something which we dislike. And therefore, also there is fear. And also there is a fear because we do not have Shraddha in Ishvara, or less Shraddha, less devotion in Ishvara. If a person is a devotee, then he said, Bhagavan cannot put me down. See how many people have Shraddha that my father will not let me down, my husband or my wife will not never let me down. So, same Shraddha or more Shraddha in Bhagavan, that Bhagavan will never let me down. Then fear will be less. More we'll see in the next class. Swamiji will give presentation.